Hi, so today I'm going to talk about print and all the aspects which come into that. And when I talk print, I'm not talking about photocopiers, I'm talking about actual printed material, so papers, documents. Um, and to start, I just want to say that there's various facets of print. From our perspective, we deal with them all in the same way. But where this becomes important is when you're talking to printers, because a printer could be someone who produces letterheads and stationery. So A4, small format, on what's called an offset, like a litho machine, or even a digital printer, might use a high-end copier. But then you get large format stuff like this, for example, behind me. So this is printed. So that's a different requirement, different skill set from the printer, different equipment requirement. You then get catalogs. So you get, we've got clients who print 200,000 copies of a catalog at a time. So you get situations like that. You get marketing print. So information which might be going out for a direct mail campaign. All of these have different requirements, and as far as the printer's concerned. Now, from our side, what we do is we break them down initially into the different into their constituent elements. So our current cost schedule shows the specification of the products. So what the material is that it's printed on, the substrate, what the ink is, maybe what press it's on, certainly what the quantity is, what period of time that quantity is required over, because some items are required as a one-off. So a catalogue, you want it, you want to get them out, and that's it. And once it's gone, it's gone. You probably don't reprint it, and that's it. But then if you take something like a packaging print, so carrier bags as an example, with those, once you've printed them, you might want more, and you might know actually if you've got a brand which you're protecting and which you're building, then you will probably know roughly what sort of volume that you'll require over the course of a year. And the reason I mention that is because it's really important with print to get the quantities right, because the quantities make a huge difference. The cost in printing is number one on the design side. But once you've got the design, the actual print itself, the cost of printing is changing the machine. So cleaning it down, getting all the old inks off, because you don't, if you're very brand aware, you don't want a printer who doesn't look after their kit. A printer who doesn't clean down well between print runs. So there's a cost to that, because it's someone has to do it and ensure that it's done properly. And depending on the size of the previous run, that could be quite, it could take a while to actually get all of the ink off the machine, so that the machine is clean, ready for your new Pantone 173X to come on and replicate as closely as possible from the machine into that color. If it's in the digital process, they got to make sure they got enough toner in the machine to see them through the process, or if they're using a high volume digital printer, they've got enough ink in the canisters that will feed the machine. So there's all sorts of considerations, but the length of the run is really, really important. And that will make a difference to the costings that you'll see coming out. So we break down, we use our normal process, we break down the specification into all the different items, how many colors it is, what the size is. It might be that it's being printed off an SRA2 down to an A4, so it's going to be cut up. So we could say that as well, because that can be cheaper. It might be cheaper if someone's got a machine running and it's black and white. If they've got a machine running, printing SRA2, they just put yours on the back of it and they run it through. They can give you a really good price for that. And even after the cutting costs and the guillotine and the finishing costs. So there will also be aspects I mentioned there about finishing. So in terms of finishing, is it gloss? Has it got to be waterproof? Is it going to be outdoors, indoors? Is it going to be in direct sunlight? Does it need a glaze on it so that it stops the sunlight, diminishing the vibrancy of the colours? It's all sorts of issues which need to be understood. So typically on print, we spend much more time talking with the stakeholders to understand what they require. Because in terms of print, the key is making sure that we go to the manufacturers with the right equipment. So for any of our clients, it could well be that we go to multiple factories, but we pull it all together through one consolidated supplier. There are people out there called print brokers who just focus on print, and they know who these factories are. And who's got the different pieces of equipment. That's their job, that's their skill. And we will partner with these guys, whether they be limited companies. Some of the stationery companies also have big print operations, some of which they do themselves and other of which they pass out. But for you, our customer, the benefit is that you get it all invoiced from one company, delivered with other supplies. So your carbon footprint staying down, your efficiency in finance is moving up because you are getting one invoice a month for all of these sort of additional office supplies and printed products. So I hope that's been helpful. If you have any other questions on this topic, please do let me know. I can be reached at simonyu@procurementgroup.co.uk or on my mobile 07768 421 901. I'm Simon Unger, Chief Executive of the Procurement Group. Thank you for watching.